Teaching English Radio India.
A radio series for teachers of English.
Brought to you by the British Council.
Hello and welcome to another program in our series for teachers of English. I am Manisha Dak and I'm a teacher and trainer. Our topic today is activities for revising vocabulary, and as usual, I'll be bringing to you the ideas of teachers from all over India. And here are just some of those that we'll be meeting today.
I am Anuja from Gwalpara in Assam.
I'm Mala from Rajkot in Gujarat.
I'm Shobha from Bangalore.
I'm Rajeshri from Thana in Maharashtra.
In a recent program, we looked at introducing new words. Today, we are looking at activities to help students practice and remember vocabulary, and we'll visit a classroom for a step-by-step experience of a vocabulary revision exercise. Before that, I'll just recap on the many ways that we can introduce vocabulary. At beginner levels, we might use pictures, gestures, real objects, or simple songs and rhymes to introduce new words and phrases. Here's an example with primary students.
She bought a little fish. She put it in a crystal bowl. Upon a golden dish.
Lovely! At higher levels, we encourage more independence and get students to guess the meanings of new words from their context. Sometimes, teachers find it easier to do a quick translation to explain a difficult or abstract word, or even a common noun.
Say for alligator, a student coming from a remote village may not be very much acquainted with the word alligator. As a teacher, you may not have the picture at hand also. So, if I use the word from a local language, that saves time for the teacher and that makes the process easy also. We can use sometimes, at least sometimes, as resource, the language one, that is the mother tongue.
That was Anuja, who says she might use mother tongue to explain a common noun like alligator, as it's quick and easy. But it's also a good idea to go back to using English as quickly as possible. As well as the meaning of words, learners need to remember the sounds of words, how we say them, the spelling, how we write them, and of course, how and when to use them. It is very important to teach and practice new words in short phrases or chunks. Give students lots of exposure to stories, dialogues, and simple conversations that put the new words in context, so that learners will notice how words are used. This will help students to remember and use them appropriately. Every unit of our textbook introduces words and expressions for students to learn. We don't want them to be forgotten immediately. We need to revisit and recycle these words again, or they may be lost by the next period. Here is Teacher Mala to remind us.
An English class is just 45 minutes, and maybe followed after the English period, it could be a math period or a sports period. And a word which is taught today, what typically happens is the student has forgotten all about that word unless it's going to be reiterated, repeated again and again, making them see this word, listen to this word in context. It's only then that the word becomes theirs.
So the challenge for teachers is finding creative ways to keep revising new words and expressions. How can we help students remember them? One very flexible tool is little word cards. We can easily make these to practice all the words our students need to revise. Students can use them in groups and pairs for a variety of activities. Mala suggests we use the board, use word cards, and we literally fill our lessons with words.
there's a lot of activity in which the words are recycled again and again, revisited. Now these words are put on the wall, they're put on the board, these words are available on their table in the form of cards, they pick up every day when they come to class, it's warm-up activity. At the end of the class, all the new words that we have met. And it's very impressive when you're seeing these words in their writing or in their speaking. You feel, at last they got it.
When we finally hear students really using new words in conversations or in their writing, we know we've been successful.
You're listening to Teaching English Radio India, a series for teachers of English, brought to you by the British Council.
Today, our topic is activities for revising vocabulary, and it is time to visit the classroom. One thing that students really enjoy is discovering hidden things. So let's hear teacher Shobha carry out a hidden word vocabulary activity with her students. It is a quick and simple exercise. It helps students recall words they have recently learned.
I have a word written here. This is carpenter. Repeat. Carpenter. Do you know who is a carpenter?
Shobha has put her students into groups of 4. She gives them a word.
What will he do? What is his
She
word?
says carpenter and writes it on the board. The students call out that a carpenter works with wood and makes tables and chairs and other furniture.
Only tables he'll make?
Now the meaning is clear. Shobha goes on to the concept of the activity, finding hidden words.
Now this is a word. Can you see some small hidden words in this word? For example, car. Right? P-E-N. Pen.
Inside the word carpenter are 2 short words that her students know.
Now this is a
C-A-R, car, and P-E-N, pen. And the students soon spot this.
very good.
Shobha puts circles around the 2 words.
So it should be meaningful.
The word.
Like,
The concept is understood.
I have
So, the teacher now gives out a sheet to each group with a list of words which contain other hidden words.
each group will get one sheet. Okay? You have to discuss with your groups and identify some hidden words and encircle it. How I did it here? You have to circle the hidden words.
Shobha later explained how she set this up.
I divided the students into 8 groups. Each group is given a sheet of paper. The sheet of paper contains 8 words. So each group has to discuss in group and identify the hidden word in that word and encircle them.
How many words are there in this sheet? Yes. What will you identify? Loudly? Hidden word. Will you underline the hidden word? Encircle. Will you discuss with your group? Yes, everybody will encircle.
Back in class, notice how she checks they have understood her instructions. It's a really good example of how we must make sure everyone knows what they have to do.
You have 2 minutes of time.
And there is a strict time limit, very important for lesson planning in a short lesson. The sheets have 8 words, which all contain at least one short word. For example, army, belong, cabbage, depend, manager, and monkey. Students work in small groups, first discussing and putting circles around small words. At the end of 2 minutes, it's time for feedback.
Yes, stop. Look here. Yes. Okay, this group was the first to finish. We'll start with them. Yes, stand. What's the first word? Spell the word. Tell the spellings. Army. Loudly.
The first word was army.
You got same or anything different? No. There's one more word there. A, R and M. Arm.
They guessed my, but everyone missed ARM, arm.
Yes, please sit down. Loudly, tell the spelling first.
BELONG, belong. LOND, long.
Yes. Repeat again.
LOND, long.
Which is the hidden word?
They find long in belong, pen in depend, man and age in manager. The whole activity is wrapped up quickly as she is going on to do other things in this lesson. Shobha explained its purpose.
The hidden word activity helps to develop the vocabulary of the children and also their recall their memory.
And did she feel that it went well? Yes.
The children were very happy to see the words because each one was very enthusiastic to find out new words.
Okay. Shall we do some more activities? Yes. Now, how many?
It is clear that we don't need special resources to revise vocabulary, just some careful planning. Teacher Rajashri uses pictures and symbols when she first teaches verbs of emotions like laughing and crying. So she uses them again to revise, and the students love this activity.
When we teach the word like smile, laugh, cry, etc., we draw a picture of that word. Just draw a circle and in a face and show what is laughing.
The teacher says the words smile, laugh or cry, and the students draw a little picture to illustrate it. And so they draw a happy face or a sad face and so on. Then in pairs, the students draw a picture and get their partners to say the words. Finally, the words go up on the board and are matched to symbols so that everyone can see the correct version and the spelling. There are many quick vocabulary practice exercises for simple words. Have you tried the game Spelling Antakshari? One of my favorites is Hot Seat, which I'll talk about in another program. I always encourage my students to keep a vocabulary book where they collect new words and learn them. They shouldn't just write down single words, but put them in sentences which show how they are used. And here's another idea. Mala gets her students to create a word wall. They do this at home using all the words they want to learn. She gives them sticky notes, those little colored notes that stick to things.
What I have a practice with my students is they have created their own word walls in their home. They have the sticky notes, and these sticky notes I provide to them in the classroom, and they get one set of sticky notes at the beginning of each term. And they come and they bring me photographs of their word walls, which they're very proud of. They stand beside the word wall, sticky notes with these words on their cupboard or on their wall or the kitchen or wherever, whatever little space they have. And unless this word becomes theirs, they're going to keep these. And once it is done, they stick it into a file. But till then, it is on the wall.
Mala and her word wall, ending this program. In today's program, we heard how important it is to keep revising vocabulary, and we visited a classroom to hear how a teacher sets up a simple vocabulary exercise. It helped them with spelling and memory, and it was great fun. We also noted how carefully she gave and checked instructions. It is so important that students are clear about the tasks we set. There are many ways to practice vocabulary throughout our lessons. In the warm-up, with quick activities like using word cards, matching pictures, and spelling Antakshari. Share your own ideas with your colleagues. Finally, keeping a vocabulary book or even making a word wall are great ways for students to take responsibility to keep practicing until they make words their own. We have had time only for a few suggestions today, but I hope you enjoyed this program and we'll be back again with more practical ideas for you to try in your classroom. Until then, goodbye from me, Manisha Dag, and happy teaching.